At age 31, Andrea Yates had her first child and continued to have four more until the age of 37. In 1999, at age 35, after the birth of her fourth child, Yates made her first suicide attempt since she had given birth to her oldest. Yates was riddled with mental health disorders, but due to the invisibility of such diseases, they went unnoticed. Yates's trials went on until 2006 when she was sentenced to life in a mental institution with eligibility for parole in 40 years. Yates's most noteworthy mental illness was postpartum depression and postpartum psychosis.
Well, what do you think happened to Yates, Allie? Do you think she's a victim or a villain?
Well, Yates had several disorders, postpartum depression being one of them. However, 20% of moms experience it worldwide, so she wasn't the only one.
You're right, because women with a history of depression and anxiety are more likely, like 30 to 35%, to experience postpartum depression.
Yeah, higher postpartum depression rates are in women who don't have support during pregnancy, about 37%, during labor, 43%, and no support from a spouse or in a marriage, over 50%.
That's true, but I still believe that she is a victim.
But is it justifiable that she killed her 5 kids?
I don't know, but don't be afraid to ask for help, moms.
Commercial.
Are you feeling sad, hopeless, empty, or overwhelmed, crying more often than usual for no apparent reason, worrying or feeling overly anxious, feeling moody, irritable, or restless, oversleeping or being unable to sleep even when our baby is asleep, having trouble concentrating, remembering details, and making decisions, experiencing anger or rage? Try Lexapro.
Side effects may include dizziness, drowsiness, weakness, sweating, feeling shaky or anxious, sleep problems, dry mouth, loss of appetite, nausea, constipation, yawning, weight changes, decreased sex drive, or difficult having orgasms.
Hi, welcome back. Today we have our live audience and a special guest, Miss Roland Montoya.
Guys,
And today she's going to be talking to us about a serious topic that I don't think a lot of people know about or even like to talk about, which is postpartum depression. So I'll let you have it.
Well, for one, postpartum depression is the inability to feel joy and a lack of motivation to celebrate your child. And it's really common in a lot of women.
So what exactly, if you're willing to share, is your experience with postpartum depression? Like, has it affected you in any ways, or?
Well, my experience with postpartum depression, I had postpartum depression my first birth with my first child. And it was a really tough time for me. And I secluded myself a lot from my family and my husband and my friends. And it's just took like a really toll on me, like physically and mentally. But I got help and I went to therapy and talked to professionals, and that really helped me out. So a lot of women don't feel confident about that, and I feel like a lot of women should have like the confidence to talk about it and go to like therapy.
Always get help, guys.
Yes,
always
get help.
So thank you for coming on the show again. I just want to kind of touch more on the topic of women getting help, and I guess knowing the statistics of how many women it actually affects and who it affects. So if you have any of those, would you like to share?
Yeah, so actually 20% of women actually have postpartum depression, and a lot of them don't know they have it. And in a recent study in China showed that 13 to 19% of postnatal women are underage. Their education level is low. They smoke, history of depression. Like there's a lot of factors that go into it, and not a lot of women like recognize that they have it.
So you said that smoking was kind of a cause of it. Are there any other things that women should be aware of before they get pregnant to kind of not be sure?
So in recent studies also it showed that postpartum depression is higher in women who suffered from mental illness like depression or anxiety, but it's also higher in women who have a history with abuse and sexual assault. So there's other factors that also contribute to it. There's also factors like not getting the support needed from their family and friends and their husbands.
Are there any type of moms that are at higher risk than others, or?
So unintended and intended pregnancies don't have any correlation with it, but like I said before, if you have like a history from mental illness or smoking or a history with abuse, that correlates a lot with it.
Okay, thank you. So lastly, is there anything that moms can do to reach out for help?
So there are antidepressants that women can take, and there's also like birth control. Birth control also helps with that. And also talking to a therapist and opening up to family members and friends also helps a lot with that. So.
Thank you. So that's all the time we have today. Remember, don't be scared to reach out for help. And there is a hotline for postpartum depression. It is 866-260-7224. Thank you.
Commercial.
Dude, are you good? I don't know. I've just been like so down lately. Why? I don't know. Ever since I had my daughter, I just don't want to do anything. I think I got something for you. Postpartum depression. You need glasses? Yeah. Yeah, man, I've just totally lost interest in everything I used to love. And I feel so tired all the time with all these headaches, and I never want to eat. I just don't want to hang out with anybody.
I know, I haven't seen you forever.
Should I just give up my baby? That's the level I'm at right now.
I have something for you. Try this.
Try Zyban.
Side effects include dizziness, constipation, headaches, nausea, insomnia, stomach pain, restlessness, drowsiness, chest pain, ringing in ears, muscle pain, rash, confusion, itchiness, blurred vision, fainting, fever, irritability, hallucinations, dilated pupils, and suicidal thoughts.